Hello everyone, welcome to Djembe lesson 2 and we'll be learning to play the soccer beat. It's a simple beat, it goes like this. Let's get into it. So for us to get into this properly, we have to do a recap of the first Djembe lesson where I introduced you to rhythm slashes. So ones like this, just 4 of them will be played like this with only your right hand, and when they are joined underneath, they are played right and then left immediately after the right. So if there are 8 of them in a bar, it sounds like this. So the first thing you need to know is I will just write one bar of a pattern, and then you just repeat the pattern over and over again until the rhythm comes out. So each beat in a bar will have its own number like this. And then the soccer beat will look like this. So the first step of playing this beat is to imagine that other joined part not there, and we'll just be playing 4 times with the right hand like this. And if you can see clearly, the left hand, remember I said the one joined underneath, is right and then left. So if you check, the left hand is coming right in between the second beat and the third beat. So the next step is to sneak in the left hand between 2 and 3. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So between 2 and 3, that's where the left hand comes in all the time. And once you get that down, let's go to the next part now. So the next part, you have to find a way to hit the djembe in such a way that it produces 2 distinct sounds. For example, if you hit close to the middle, it produces a deeper sound, which we'll call the bass for now. And if you hit towards the ends, it will produce a different sound called the tone. Let's just call it the tone. So we've got bass and tone, right? So let's go to the next part now. So for you to play the soccer beat properly, you need to play the first 3 beats using the bass tone close to the middle of the djembe, and then the 4th beat you use the tone close to the end. So the right hand will be moving like this. Bass, 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 tone. So the left hand is also just playing the tone only, so it will sound like this. So the trick is to do it slow enough so that you can think about what you're doing, so that you can think about the numbers. It's after 2 now, let me put the left hand in. So once you speed it up, then we can go to the third part. So the last part is putting texture into the rhythm. So the purpose of texture is to just make it a little bit more interesting so that someone has more things to listen to within the beat. So for example, this picture looks fine, but if it's like this with more texture, it's a little bit more interesting. So that's what we want to try to do with this djembe rhythm. So what we do to give it texture is when your left hand is resting while the right hand is playing those 3 bass notes, don't let it rest. It should keep hitting the djembe in between, let's say in between 1 and 2 it hits. Between 2 and 3, that's when it hits properly. So it hits between 1 and 2, it hits, but very, very lightly as you can make it, like this. So it's hitting the djembe, but it's almost just touching it very, very lightly so that there's just something extra there. Drummers call that ghost notes. So okay, ghost notes. I'll just fade those notes just a little bit so that they are there but not really there. So played fast, it will sound like this. Okay, that was the end of the lesson. Next week we will do a marimba lesson, and the marimba would be supporting the soccer beat that we just did. So for you to not miss that, as always, subscribe and comment with any questions or ideas. I'm always open to reading your comments. See you next week.